back to the Berg Podcast. Thanks for joining us. This is Brian, and with me today is Dan.
Hey, everybody.
And Kelsey.
Hey, guys.
Kelsey's our special guest. For those of you who don't know Kelsey, she's our operations assistant / office manager / do-it-all here in the office. Inside the four corners of the building, she kind of is the glue that holds it together. So, Kelsey, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah, we're excited. Hey, so a little different this morning, but why don't you go ahead and give us kind of a brief introduction. Who is Kelsey Snyder?
That's a very great question, and I'm sure everybody would have different opinions. But I am the operations admin. I basically do AP, AR. I fix AC units in here. I fix toilets with
facilities management.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Recently, I fixed a toilet with a rubber band.
Yeah.
So
Let's see.
I feel like there's nothing I can't do here.
No, order supplies. Run and pick up lunch from time to time.
Yeah, I do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of a little bit of everything.
She prints anything I need,
Yeah.
for
Oh,
home
that's-
use for parties. That's
Prints-
very important.
But not only does she print plans, but also prints like Pin the Tail of a Donkey
And
posters.
the new one right now is she just printed all World Cup stuff for our night in Venice party.
Yep.
So
Yep. Awesome.
Yeah,
don't
that
worry,
was
guys.
fun.
We got that taken care
Yeah.
of during the workday.
That's a good use of the large format printer. Nice work.
Yeah, great use of the ink, too.
Yeah.
We love that.
Kelsey, how long have you been with Berg?
Almost 4 years.
Yeah, it's
4
pretty
years
exciting.
in August.
We stole Kelsey from a local restaurant. She was a waitress there, and we thought she had some potential. And when we brought her in, she was just a part-time admin, right? I mean,
Mhm.
answering the phone, filing papers, shredding. Worked probably like 15 to 20 hours a week.
Yep.
And we pretty quickly realized that Kels had a lot more potential than that. And now she pretty much does everything. So.
Yeah, when I'm not here, I get texts and emails just asking me how to do things.
Yeah, next up on the list is IT. She doesn't know that yet, but she's
my next
about to take
responsibility.
over the IT responsibility.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
When you put construction guys with IT, it's easy.
Yeah,
So it just flows.
Jerry, if you're listening and you got iPad issues, call Kels.
I told the
I'm
Jerry
learning.
story last night. No joke. I couldn't not tell the story. So my cousin's boyfriend, JC, they were over for my birthday party, and they were talking about something, and somebody couldn't use a computer, and I had to tell the Jerry story that I'm just going to say it. Jerry had Post-it notes all over his iPad.
I know.
And it's just hilarious because the iPad is
Right.
a virtual Post-it note.
Well,
All you have to do is it has Post-it notes as an app. You could do that if you wanted
You
to.
could, right? Yeah.
So covering it with iPad with no Post-it notes is kind of
I know.
counterproductive.
When Aiden called me, so Aiden ran over there. He was close to the site. Got on the phone with me to help me fix it. But when he ran over there, he's like, "Hey, am I allowed to take these Post-it notes off?" And in my head, I was like, "Man, that's what we've got here. We got a $700 clipboard that Jerry,
So Kels,
Look.
good luck with that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. So we can talk a little bit more just before we get started with other things about Kels. So for me, Kels does just about everything.
Mhm.
I probably rely on her more than any of the other project managers in my project manager role. Kels really basically gets everything to the point where I just put numbers to something and then we sign off on it and it goes. She's that integral to how the process gets done. And she has varying levels of responsibility with everybody else.
Yeah, she's really like the liaison between finance and management, and on operations. Excuse me, finance and operations, because she sort of takes all of those pieces that we utilize Heavy Job for, and combines them with all of the AP function from our accounting software, et cetera. So
Yeah, she's lucky enough to get to work between Brian and I, which is probably a fun spot to be.
right, yeah. I mean, where else would you want to work inside the organization? So
A little bit of a power struggle, but I'm here for it.
So the other piece, though, Brian, we want to talk about here with Kelsey is this is the first time. It's going to happen at Berg. So, we've had people get married while they're at Berg.
right, yeah, yep, that's
We've
true.
had people that that we knew that got married, obviously. But what we have never had is we've never had somebody who worked for Berg get married to someone who works for Berg.
Yeah, two employees of Berg Construction getting married. So it is a first, and so we've got to celebrate this.
We do.
Yeah,
Of course.
And just to be clear here, I'm sure our policies say something about this, but the reason we have Christian is because of Kelsey.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So-
100%.
Yeah, I'm the day one.
Kels talked to him, and I remember, Kels, do you remember where I interviewed Christian?
Yeah, you were at your girls' soccer game, and Christian met you on the field.
That is what happened. Kels said, I'd like you to talk to my boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
He's thinking about, switching over. He did concrete at that point, correct? He was working for a local concrete company. And so he lived up that way. And I said, well, I can just meet you at the soccer game. So he met me at a soccer game, and I interviewed him. And I think I called you afterwards, and I was like, I'd like to hire this kid.
Right. Yep.
So we'll begin it. In our heads, we thought a little bit of like a newlywed or dating game sort of thing here. Where we ask some questions.
I mean. We got to get some perspective here, right? From each of the other partners. Figure out what they think their future spouse knows about them.
Right.
Yeah. I like this. Mm-hmm.
So here we go, Kelsey. We'll get started with this. I have one question.
Let's throw some softballs first.
All right, go ahead.
Where did you guys meet?
We met on a dating site.
Okay. Yeah.
And
cool.
I was
it's
almost graduated
Okay.
high school, and he had graduated the year before.
All right.
So we met on a dating site. I did not know who he was, and he tells me that he knew who I was.
Oh, wow. That's creepy.
So that's embarrassing.
That's a little creepy.
Okay, Christian, strike one.
Yeah.
Strike one.
Weird.
For Christian.
How about this? How about where did you go on your first date?
I believe it was Chili's.
Okay.
And then I was working at that restaurant, and there was a 50s themed party. So then we went to Party City so I could get a outfit. And then we saw a movie.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's classic first date.
Yeah. I feel
Food
like that's
in
okay.
a movie, right?
Yeah.
All right. That's fair.
And Christian's going to say that's his first date, you think? Is this, I could see right off, this is where, does he think there's a first date before
Christian
that?
might have thought like, yeah.
I think he would say that.
Okay.
But he's not going to remember the movie.
All right. Did
Do
Christian
you remember the movie?
I do not.
Oh, all right. That's all right. Did Christian wear the red shorts?
He did not.
Okay, all right.
I don't think I would have moved on with him if he wore those red shorts.
All right. No red gym shorts. So that was a good first move by him. That's how you knew he took it seriously.
Yeah. And he didn't wear cargo shorts.
Oh,
so that was also a plus.
Also a win. Good. So when this one's a little harder maybe. So when do you think Christian knew you were the one?
Oh, shoot. Probably when we were watching Tropic Thunder, and I actually laughed at it and enjoyed the movie.
That was the moment.
I think maybe
he realizes like, oh my gosh, this is the girl. Tropic Thunder. She loves it.
Because that day he asked me to be his girlfriend. So I think that correlates a little bit.
Okay. That was like, all right.
Yeah.
He was like, all right, this is gonna work.
Yeah.
Let's move forward.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
All right.
I have no idea.
Nice. I like it. I'm anxious to hear what he says about that one.
Yeah.
Because yeah. Guys. All right. So what would he say about Kelsey? So what Kelsey? I guess we got the inside knowledge here. You're in front of us right now.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say? When did you know he was the one?
I guess it was that same day, maybe.
Oh, the same moment.
Yeah, but it wasn't Tropic Thunder because we watched then Napoleon Dynamite, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. Yeah, of course. And it's a funny story because I was living at my mom's house, and the landlord showed up, and he's Amish.
Mm-hmm.
And Christian went out and started talking to these Amish people. And I was like, oh my gosh, okay, he's actually interacting with these people. I thought this was a weird thing. So yeah, I think it was then.
All right. Yeah. You knew he could fit in.
Yeah.
He was all right.
He's fine.
I like it. And then I had another one. So this one I think is maybe more controversial between the two of them. Which one of you is a better driver?
I would say him for sure.
Okay.
Because I hit a guardrail. That's a strike on me.
That guardrail came out of nowhere, I was told.
It was enormous. Like it was an abnormal guardrail. It was
snowing, so I can't be.
Okay, well the snow didn't help.
I can't be put to blame for that.
She also told me the road curved.
Yes, the road was supposed to go straight, and
all of a sudden it didn't.
That is where guardrails normally are, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, it's fine.
All right, Dan, you got a couple. You want to know some things about Christian?
I want to know some things, but one funny thing here between it is, let's start with this one. This wasn't going to be a question, but will Christian say your vehicle is a car or truck or a minivan?
He would say it's a car. because I've argued with him about this before. Well, I would hope you would say it's a car. It's an SUV.
It's an SUV.
It doesn't have the wheelie doors.
No, it does not have sliding doors. That's true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be the like the straw that broke the camel's back there.
I
in
think
the argument.
I
but-
think it would be because Stan's argued with me that it is a minivan.
Yeah.
Shaped just like a minivan. Now, in your
It's
defense,
not.
the Yukons have become shaped like minivans. So
It's true. Yeah.
it looks like a giant mom soccer mobile now.
That's what I've been told is that Yukon in the snow looks like a minivan.
It does look like a minivan, especially if you get them in white. Foolish.
Bad news for you.
Yeah. So what would Christian say is his favorite piece of equipment to run?
A dozer.
Nice.
Ben taught him how to run it only using his butt.
Only his butt.
He said that's how you feel if something's not level.
There you go. She recovered. That's
all
it.
right.
That
I
is
was
true.
gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Christian's
He's got some explaining to
Christian's
do.
podcast and Ben will need to be there because I have a lot of questions. But yes, that is correct.
All right, so he's not operating.
He's not
with his
operating
butt.
it.
Okay.
No.
You
Okay.
feel
You feel it with the
in
seat.
your seat.
You feel
That's
it in
what they
your
say. You
seat.
feel it in
Right.
your seat.
Sorry.
Yes.
That's a good recovery.
It makes a lot more sense than
'Cause-
running it with his butt.
'Cause, I have said to Kels many times. I've said I talk about Christian and I was like, he should just ask you to marry him because he's way outkicked his coverage here, and he just he doesn't think so.
Well,
Christian thinks he
we'll find out on the Christian.
Christian
segment
thinks
here,
it was
but
like an onside kick. Like how could Kels not realize
Christian
how great
does think
Christian
the world
is?
of himself.
He does.
so.
That's exactly what he thinks.
All right, this is gonna be an interesting one here. How many years of Berg calendars do you think Christian thinks he could fill up?
He's almost been here 3 years. So I would say at least 2.
2 years. So for everybody out there, Christian is a big fan of us making a Berg calendar with, different pictures of equipment. But Christian thinks it would be better if the equipment had Christian sitting on it. So he's picturing like some sort of a like swimsuit model meets tractor supply calendar.
Okay.
With Christian on the equipment.
I was unaware of this.
Oh no, he sends me pictures from time to time of him like in front of equipment with like a GQ look.
Okay.
Feeling really good about himself. So
Also his MO.
Well, he is photogenic.
he is very photogenic.
I have
He
to
ends
say,
up on a lot of our shots.
He ends up in a lot of our like social media or marketing type materials because he's photogenic. He I don't know if we always catch his good side or maybe he just doesn't have a bad side.
He's always smiling. I don't get it.
Yeah. Well, he's having a good time, right?
He's enjoying himself with Ben.
Yeah.
All
Him
right.
and Ben, that relationship.
This will be the softball from me.
Okay.
All right. Is if I ask Christian who is his favorite person to work with, for Berg or not, while working, who is Christian going to say?
Ben.
All
No
right.
doubt.
Yeah.
He says that's his work dad.
That's his work dad.
Who is his work boyfriend?
He just told me this yesterday. Who is that? Oh my gosh.
He knew it was coming.
Matt Chaplin.
Matt. Yeah. Yeah. So like he's got that special relationship with our field mechanic.
Yes.
Maybe it says something about the way he treats his equipment.
Maybe.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know. Because if we go to sub, we all know that one. That's too much of a
Yeah,
softball.
right,
We all know
right.
if Christian was going to date one of our subcontractors, it would be
Roy.
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 Yep.
He loves Roy.
He is very fond of Roy.
Calls him his little jumping Mexican bean.
Okay.
There's a
I don't
lot to unpack there that we're not going to because we're just going to get ourselves in trouble.
We're gonna avoid that one. No.
I don't often take a pitch, but I'm taking that one. All right. So what else do you want to do here, Brian? What else do you want to talk to Kelsey about?
I don't know. Let's see. Which one of you is a better cook?
He would argue him,
Okay.
but I do most of the cooking. He only cooks steaks.
Oh, okay.
So,
He would argue himself, but it's a pretty small
Obvious me.
window, right? It's like it's an obvious you. All right.
I cook every night.
So you like Napoleon Dynamite. He likes Tropic Thunder. But what would you say is your favorite movie to watch together?
Probably Star Wars.
Oh, yeah. Is there a specific episode? Or
I
just
like the older ones.
Yeah, me too.
More so than the newer ones. He agrees with me. I can't remember what my favorite one's called.
Okay.
But
What's the theme? What's the theme of your favorite one? Or is that, yeah.
it's like when they go to I mean, they go to different planets in every single one, so I don't know how to explain it.
All right, that's fair.
I haven't
think
watched
Brian's
it in a
a fan
while.
of Star Wars also, aren't you?
Well, I do like, especially the older episodes of Star Wars.
Okay.
I was not a fan.
I think it's when Anakin was a kid and he was doing all the racing. I think that one.
Okay.
Here's the thing, because you realize that she could have a different understanding of what the older ones are than you.
I know. I was.
You just realized that, didn't
Yeah, that was going through my head. Yeah. So.
The older one for Brian might be the first one.
Yeah, like from the 70s. So.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I like those ones.
Okay.
Those ones are my favorite. I don't like the newer ones.
All right. Okay, good. Where else we got? We got the was the Napoleon Dynamite, and Tropic Thunder. Was that the first movie you guys saw together?
No, that was.
Oh,
that
the
would have
first date. But
Yeah.
you don't remember that one.
I have no idea what we watched.
Yeah, that doesn't help us.
So let's jump out of the game and just talk about.
Okay, I gotta go. I think I got one. Who is Christian's celebrity crush?
John Mayer, without a doubt.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that coming.
Okay.
He's going to argue it's not. He's going to say Carrie Underwood,
Carrie Underwood.
but I
But
argue it's John Mayer.
All right.
All right. Now that one's interesting because you see a pattern here developing that it is fine. We can be very accepting and everything.
No,
but
I'm
Matt Chaplin's his favorite.
Matt Chaplin,
Roy's
Ben, butt
Ben.
stuff.
Yeah.
Drives with his butt.
Yeah.
There's
He
a
gets
lot.
crazy.
All right. So we'll go with, for the company's sake, in terms of just Christian surviving in the construction world, we're going to go with Carrie Underwood.
Carrie Underwood.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what he's going to say.
That's a safe answer. That's a better answer.
But no, that's not true.
That's not true. All right. So let's talk about some other things about Kels. Jump out of the game.
Yeah.
So Kels has an interesting backstory, I think.
Okay.
And it makes her a lot of fun to just interact with. You can sort of feel it on the podcast. She's just very comfortable in her own skin. So Kels, tell me a little bit about, you got into this area, but about Nana and how you're in this area.
So I grew up in Honeybrook,
Mhm.
and then in about 4th grade, we moved to Elverson, and that's where my grandma lives. My great-grandmother, she came over from Finland way back when, I don't know the year. She was in the Holocaust, so she survived, and then she married a German soldier, and they came over here, and they bought the Old Village Inn here in Morgantown.
Mhm.
So it's
The
been
OVI for everybody playing along.
Right. Yeah.
So it's been in my family for, generations. So I grew up in the Old Village Inn and would help out, do dishes, be behind the bar. That's not okay, but I was.
Hey, I mean, family business.
Yes.
So,
You're almost in Lancaster County. So
yeah.
it's-
Right.
Yes. So I grew up very different than most people. I had to be very personable. I had to be outgoing. I had to talk to customers all the time, even though I was, a little wee Kelso. So that's just kind of been my whole growing up. I was just always very outgoing.
Well, it definitely comes through. I mean, Kels has a bubbly personality, and she interacts with a lot of our customers and a lot of our people, and everyone has that exact same sentiment.
Yep. Well, and what's funny is, there's a lot said about, when you hire admins, I hire admins. But as we go through, but we always said the same thing about Ford. Ford and I always said, like, we love when we hire an admin who's a female who has a bubbly personality and like you just said it without being cued to say it. And Kels is exactly it. And it's made it tricky since then, because everybody I want to hire is if you could find me another Kelsey,
Mhm.
and as soon as I see one, then I'm like, Brian, we should hire this person. And we don't even necessarily have a role, but it's just like, okay, but that mold, that person is so
Right.
good of a fit in the company with who we work with. I mean, Kels has to deal with a lot of guys who are used to being in the field with just guys, and they're rough, and they, and they call her, for things, to your point, that aren't her job,
Right.
like this
Yeah.
isn't working, that isn't working. It doesn't even have anything to do with Kels, but they're just
Right.
comfortable talking to Kels.
Yep.
So,
For sure.
so how about Nana? You ducked out of Nana there.
Well, Nana is Christian's grandmother.
Mhm.
She's our neighbor.
Mhm.
So last night Dan calls me and Nana is in my apartment and she's talking about my bridal shower that's coming up. And I say bye to Nana, and Dan wants her on the podcast now, but she's a wild thing. So my first interaction with her, I met her at a family barbecue. She likes to touch people like on the arm, or like she'll go up to babies.
Yeah, okay. I was saying, remember they can, the audience can't see, so
Yeah, they
don't.
can't see me.
When you say touch people, they don't see you like touching your arm.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah,
She likes to
yeah,
gently touch people's arms when she's talking to them, get very close.
sure.
So she did that, and I was like, okay, that's totally different than my grandmother. She doesn't like any physical interaction at all. And then she was telling me about this guy that she had dated before she married her husband.
Mm-hmm.
And he would send her love notes, all kinds of things. And then she found out that he died, and she started dying laughing. She couldn't breathe when she was talking about how he was dead.
Passed away. Yeah.
Yes. That's Nana.
That's Nana.
That's my first interaction.
She talked about the perfect one.
Yes.
Who didn't make it.
The one that got away.
But he didn't get away.
Because he didn't
Ironically.
get away.
But he did.
Wow.
She's wild.
That is wild.
She's a fun person.
Yeah. So there you go. So
I know. Nice. All right. What else we got? Anything else before we wrap this up?
I don't know. Do we want to talk about, let's just talk about in the office real quick and what it's like to be in the office. Because so many times with Berg, I mean, you're talking about a company that's 90-something% guys. You know what I mean? It's mostly guys in the field. Right. It's a lot of guys.
I think that's an industry thing too. Right?
It is. It's an industry thing. And we've tried. I mean, we've had a few female operators that I really liked, and just
good operators.
Great operators, and just where we work and how it worked. They wanted to be in a more stable local place with, straight hours and a job that wasn't moving. And so they went in other directions.
Or going to different sites or different locations.
Right. They didn't want to drive as far as we would drive.
Mm-hmm.
But Kelsey, what's it like operating inside of Berg Construction as you've been, actually, I mean, Kelsey was here before everybody else, realistically, right? I mean, she was here before Tracy. So Kelsey was really the first time that we had, she was the beginning, is what I want to say, of us having 3 or 4 women in the office now. I mean, now we have Blair, we have.
So it started with
Tracy.
Kelly.
It started with Kelly.
Yep. And then Kelsey after that. Yeah.
Right. So just what's that been like for you coming in as a young woman to come into this industry and then watch it as we grow and we continue to bring more women in, and it probably gives a level of comfort. But what's that sort of been like as a young woman coming into the industry?
When I first started, I had just turned 18, and Kelly was the only other girl in the office. So she kind of gave me the lowdown on some guys can be abrasive, sometimes they can talk to you in a way that they don't realize that they're talking to you. So she gave me that, but I was already used to that working in restaurants and, service industries. And it didn't really bother me at all. I mean, I feel like I can handle myself. I feel like, if something's out of line, I can speak up and say that that's not okay. I haven't really had to do that.
Right. Well, I think it's a healthy balance. Like I feel like you're comfortable enough giving it back, right?
Oh, yeah. I give it back.
That
quite
probably
a bit.
comes from some of your service background.
Yeah, I do give it back.
It's helped me too, honestly, with Kelsey, because she's so easy to talk to. That I'll ask her a question about something she's doing, or like, just yesterday we were talking about somebody, Tracy sent you a picture of a watermelon elephant. And I was, when she said it, I thought she was talking about emojis. And then I was nervous because I don't know what these emojis mean. And Kelsey's my only connection to, being young again. So I was like, what does a watermelon elephant emoji mean? And she was like, no, it's a watermelon elephant. And it was a watermelon cut into
been carved
elephant.
Into an
Yeah.
elephant.
And, but there's stuff like that comes up that's been funny. Scott Gardner was one. We're not going to talk about it, but Scott Gardner, there's an emoji that he didn't know what it meant. And now we know what it means.
Yes.
And stuff like that. So it's funny that, another one is that women can't eat certain foods in the office.
Oh.
Or they can eat them.
It's
true, apparently. And I have 3 daughters.
Right.
So it's made me more cognizant of it. I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So I think Kelsey actually might make me be able to be a better dad to my daughters when they're a little older, because I'm a little more aware. But my biggest fear here is Kelsey is going to get older and Kelsey won't know whatever the new thing is. So we need to find somebody else that I can ask when it's appropriate for the girls.
She's like our current connection to the young.
To the youth. Yeah.
Right, to youth. But
she's going to get married.
She's going to get
married,
married.
Have kids.
And
oh my gosh.
Baby.
She's getting older.
Little Kelsey Christians, maybe.
Ew, oh my gosh.
Wait a minute. We'll close on that question.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
If we ask Christian, Are you going to have kids, and how many? What is Christian going to say?
He's going to say yes, and he wants 2 boys.
2 boys. Well, you can't necessarily control that piece of it.
I have explained that to him, and so I was out of breath.
It is him, though. It's if they're boys or girls, that's totally Christian.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, he wants 2 boys. He wants his first one to be named KJ, which is short for Christian Jr., so that's definitely his MO.
Jr. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. And the second one to be Colton Michael.
Oh, so he already has names picked out. I mean, this is, he's ready. He's ready for family life.
He is. Who picked these names? Obviously, Christian Jr. We know who picked that. Did you have any say in Colton Michael, or is this just Christian?
Yes, Colton Michael was mine.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's fair.
I could see Christian dressing the boys just like himself. You know, like I could see they all have the exact same outfit and they go places. He would be really pleased with himself.
I would.
Maybe they could all have red gym shorts.
Red gym shorts?
If he would ever do that, I would burn it.
Oh, well.
All right, so maybe
you know what I was thinking is like Christian enjoys the freedoms of not having children. He likes to play a lot of video games and golf, right? And
absolutely.
Yeah. Like he sounds like he's pretty excited to have a family. He recognizes though that the sacrifices in time come with the kids, right? So.
I have no idea.
He does, because he mentioned. So we played golf. Yeah. This is a funny transition story, because our plan is that next week for the podcast we're going to have Christian on, and do a similar thing, ask him some similar questions, and get the feedback and sort of put this together in 2 weeks. But so Christian, I'm going to let Kelsey say how this happened, because I don't know, and I think I know how it happened. So how did it end up that Christian was playing golf with us?
So he loves golf. And at some point, him and Scott Gardner had talked about how they both enjoyed golfing. And Scott said something like, if you ever want to come out, just let me know, that kind of thing. And then it turned more into, let's get 4 people to go. So Scott said, why don't we have Shay? Because he's really good. Mm-hmm. And then we needed a 4th person. And I was like, all right, so let's have Dan, because they wouldn't let me go. Mm. I was already off the table at that point.
Okay.
So then Christian just kind of worked with Dan, and they all went golfing on Wednesday.
Yeah. So we went golfing, and Scott Gardner is really funny. So Scott, you don't realize it, but Scott would have been, I have a neighbor who Scott played high school soccer with, and they were very good. They won the state championship. Scott's really good at soccer. And Scott would say that Kale was like an instigator. Mm-hmm. Really good, but always under people's skin. But as soon as I played golf with Scott, I realized Kale must be an amazing instigator, because Scott is a really good instigator. Scott's thing he wanted to do was get under Christian's skin. And at about hole 8, I looked at him and was like, we're going to have to back off here, because Christian clearly knows how to play golf, and he's pretty good. And in his new increased size state, he's got now like 34-inch arms, and, he's like Hulk Hogan walking around. And he can hit the ball. But Scott, when we got there, and Scott and I pulled in like right behind each other, and then Shay and Christian got there like 10 minutes later, and Scott was like, we're going to get under his skin, man. We're going to get in his head, and he's just going to fall apart. I was like, all right, we'll see. And they had talked that he was going to beat Shay, which I really didn't think, because Shay's a real good golfer. And so we started playing, and none of us were playing great, but Scott was just like little instigating things, and I was going along with it. We were picking on him. He bought a new putter, because he apparently needed a new putter, and I told him it was going to bring us all bad luck, because he went and bought a putter. Yeah. And then we missed a couple putts, and I was like, this is totally your fault with this putter. Yeah. So I think it was at hole like, maybe it was 9 or no, it was at the turn. So at hole 10 or 11, he chucked his putter, his driver. I mean, just threw it from the green. It almost hit the cart. He had the wheels had come off. It was over. He hit a ball. He hit 3 balls that didn't make it to the ladies' tees. And Christian can drive the ball well over 300 yards. He'll outdrive the green at times on a par 4, but he hit 3 balls that hit the ground about 6 feet in front of him, and then just took off. And he couldn't, that one, when he did it the 3rd time, the driver got chucked. So we're out playing golf, and it's just so funny to see how they interact, because I said to Scott right before he chucked the driver the hole before, I said, all of us are acting like we're not being really competitive right now, but each of us knows in our head what the score is. And we're pretty close. I was ahead, which is very unusual. That means Shay is playing bad and I'm playing pretty well. So But at the turn, we were all keeping score. And as it came down to the end holes, Christian all of a sudden turned it on. He got a hold of one, and that sort of like put him on the right track. We also stopped picking on him. But Christian would just fall apart. And he was talking about the fact that he wasn't going to be able to play golf as much. Because we said to him, like, he was like, well, I went to the driving range and I went here and chip and putt. And we were like, well, we haven't played since the last time we did a scramble for a charity that we support because we have kids. When am I going to?
Yeah, right.
He's like, well, you don't have time to play golf. I was like, I don't have time to go to the driving range. Like,
Right.
I mean, I can putt out back or something. You know what I mean? Like, that's about the extent of what I'm going to do between playing golf. And I said, you realize you're not going to go to the driving range once you have kids. Like, you're not going to have time. And he's like, yeah, no, I know. And he was like totally okay with it, which
Yeah.
is funny because of how Christian's, you know,
Sure.
the
Right.
aura that Christian gives off, who he likes to be, that he's so confident and that he's so, you know, just,
I'm going to do what I want to do.
I'm going to do what I want to do. But
Yeah.
he's ready for this.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, he said once we get married, I'm obligated to pop out children.
oh, that's
So
Christian.
Well,
I
There's
was
a lot
like,
of-
no, that's not happening.
That's-
yeah. Right.
We should put like a little mic in just the, you know, their apartment, and then we could just get some audio from Christian.
Well, it'll be like an NFL game where, like, you know, they got a player who's mic'd up.
Yeah.
We just
Yeah.
It's just a lot of me bullying him.
Yeah, he says that. He did say that. He said, she's always bullying me.
I do. Before he went golfing, I told him he sucked.
Yeah.
Oh,
I wanted
gosh.
Kels to heckle him at the Wawa where we play. There's that Wawa in the
Okay.
corner that you're close.
Yeah.
I said, get in there and just start heckling him. He won't even see it's you. Just yell at him. You're terrible.
I did drive by. I did not see anybody.
Oh, you considered it. You were going to yell from the car. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Start blowing the horn.
I would have absolutely done that.
So that's all I got.
I think this has been an interesting picture into the Kelsey Christian relationship, and I can't wait to get Christian's side of it. You know,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
neither
it'll
can
be fun. So, hey, folks, thanks for joining us today. We're gonna wrap it up. Stay tuned for the next piece where we actually we bring Christian in. We do the same thing with Christian, and we get the Berg love story of Kelsey and Christian, a match made in excavation. So,
Oh my goodness.
thanks, folks. Come back again soon.